strong enough to absorb whatever consequential effect of absolute flotation. Look at what is going on now. They have now reversed to manage flotation. You see the price of currencies or the exchanges coming down to perhaps where it were before those announcements was made.
Right, yeah.
So absolute flotation was one of the wrongest policy they took on, just like absolute removal of fuel subsidy was also one of the wrongest. All this should have been managed. Like in the fuel removal of fuel subsidy should have been a gradual phased removal till a point there is no subsidy anymore. They would have done it 20%, 40%, 30% till there is no longer fuel subsidy, not a 100 and absolute removal. So the flotation was what I can tag as a big devil in the house.
But hasn't that also widened the gap between the rich and the poor when you're looking at the poverty and inequality in a society?
Yes, it has a consequential effect to that. It definitely has. But flotation, in that sense, is just allowing the market forces to determine the exchange rate.
Okay.
While in other clients, flotation or allowing market forces to determine the rates is actually the real market forces. But in ours, is a manipulated market forces where you have the dominance of currency speculators, those involved in round tripping of our currency. So they were more in charge than CBN was in charge or official exchange window. So when you say absolute flotation, you allow the decision to be taken by these corrupt individuals who I tag economic saboteurs to control your exchange rate. That was why I said it was ill-advised and ill-conceived decision on flotation. What they actually did was absolute devaluation of Naira. Remember in 2023, we had a budget benchmark of our exchange rate around 435 Naira per US dollar. In 2023 budget benchmark, it was 435 per US dollar. Then the leadership of Nigeria deliberately devalued Naira, moved it from 435 to 750. That was the plus of the devaluation or the plus of the hardship Nigeria started facing. Immediately, both captains of industry went arbitrarily increasing the price of their goods and services, and the consequential effect is dropping in the purchasing power of Nigerians and living conditions of Nigerians being worse. Naira lost its value, purchasing power in the market, and you can barely, what you bought 10,000 2 years ago, you hardly can find it within 30,000. So Naira lost its value, and I hope they realize this and reverse most of this decision.
We will go on a short break, but before we go, I'd like to give you a question, to ponder on, and the question would be: can we revive the Naira and give it its value? Can the Naira gain in value? But save that thought. Let's go pay some bills. We'll be right back.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
Hey Abuja, are you ready? Introducing IVR Arcade and Bowling. Your ultimate destination for non-stop fun and excitement like never before. Are you planning a birthday party or group event? Look no further. Bring your family and friends to IVR Arcade and Bowling. Your ultimate destination for non-stop fun and excitement like never before. We've got unlimited virtual reality and arcade games, car simulator, air hockey, PlayStation 5 on a big screen, archery. Also, perfect your aim in our cutting-edge bowling alley and more. Kids can have a blast in our soft playground too. And don't forget to treat yourself to delicious snacks and drinks while you play. At IVR Arcade and Bowling, we specialize in creating memorable experiences. For reservations, call 0901-003-5935 or visit Cookies Mall, 2nd floor at Nitel Junction, Ademola Adetukumbo Crescent, Wuse 2, FCT Abuja. IVR Arcade and Bowling, where fun and magic never ends.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
That's right. You're tuned in and locked on to Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja. You are getting a service that is audiovisual right there via the YouTube channel as well as the Facebook page wall at Eagles FM Abuja. Well, thank you for getting on there. And of course, to you, wherever you may be, listening to the sound of my voice and tuning and locked on to this particular dial and platform, you are indeed the real MVPs. We're still talking about matters that concerns Nigeria's economic trend, and we have our guest who is in the person of Mr. Steve Nwachukwu. He's an economist and financial analyst and lead researcher at Steward Asset Management Limited. Well, Mr. Nwachukwu, just before we get connected to you, let us open the phone lines, hear from Nigerians about the economic trends and what their thoughts might be regarding whether or not Nigeria's Naira can regain its value once again. The number to call to join the conversation is 0907-353-0044. The other number is 0908-766-8888. The WhatsApp portal number is 0909-705-4450. And the conversation is still trending in this regard. But then let's look at, let's get back to you, Mr. Steve Nwachukwu. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
All right. So do you think that the Naira in itself can gain some value? And if you do think so, what do you think should be done or can be done to ensuring that?
Well, I think it's quite a long discussion if we are talking about Naira regaining its value.
Right.
First and foremost, it takes the political will and determination of this political dispensation. It takes beyond determination. It also takes good wills and good counsels around them. So what are those particular things that the government can do to see Naira regain its values? First and foremost, we have to realize that what led to the crash or eroding or fall of Naira or weakening of Naira are a couple of economic policy decisions of government that did not go down well with Naira. Have in mind that we are import-dependent country.
Right.
So if we have to address the strength of Naira, you have to address these very critical issues. One, you have to make sure that you improve local production and consumption of locally made items. Yes, they are middle and long time measures, but let's look at the immediate measures to see a rise in our exchange market. First and foremost, the much talked about Port Harcourt refinery, the Dangote refinery, if they become on stream today, that will help Naira regain its value, because that will reduce the chunk of pressure that NNPC put in our exchange market on daily, weekly, and monthly basis.
Right.
More than over $22 billion is allocated to forests.
More than
the importation of
$22 billion.
products.
More than $22 billion?
Yes,
Okay.
allocated annually or more in purchase of petroleum products. Now, if we can cut a percentage of this or 100% of this very demand from the NNPC, that will give a lot of regains or strength to our local currency. Then we talked about these issues around backward integration program, import substitution program. This is the bedrock where you can have the sustainability of the Naira in a long run. Like I said, they are medium and long term measures. But on the short term measure, more we can do is to ramp up production of crude oil. give a marching order to institutions like NNPC to improve our local production of crude to somewhere around 1.8, 1.9 to 2 million barrels per day. That will make Naira regain its strength again.
Right.
Then on the long and medium time, government has to be deliberate and aggressive about this, applying import substitution program and backward integration program to help local manufacturers improve in their standards, improve in the quality of service and products they own, so that this foreign appetite that Nigerians tends to have will cut short. Not that Nigerians are not willing to patronize made in Nigerian goods, but it's the quality and standardization of their products.
Right.
So the government needs to work around these areas to help us have a balanced payment of foreign trade. As we speak, we have lopsided balance of payment because we import more than what we export. So we can do better, and you see Naira regain it. So it's possible Naira can regain. Naira can regain because given the God-given resources that we are endowed with, both human and natural resources, Naira should be better than other currencies in the world.
So what
Let
you're
me
saying,
not say Naira should.
Yeah. So what you're saying is that Nigeria is not deplete of resources. So resources is not really the issue for Nigeria. The issue is how to harness these resources into viable, management and products in a way that it impacts on the lives of Nigerians. If I understand you correctly, is that what you're saying?
That's exactly harnessing it is making sure, because we have these natural resources, both human and natural resources. In fact, I think we are the third or fourth in the world, the largest gas deposit. That's an asset.
Amongst other things.
That's enough to defend your currency.
Right.
Then government should not also shy away from making sure that what is driving this input cost is around the exchange. And that's why the prices are going up. That's why Naira is falling. So government needs to address issues around high cost of energy. Government needs to address issues around petrol, price of petrol, high cost of food items, high cost of transportation, high lending rate. The rate at which we have at 24.75% is not good and is not healthy for our economy. Right. So CBN needs to think from this aggressive posture.
Let's get to hear from our clients. We'll be right back in a short bit. Don't go away.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
Hi there. Do you want to know how to get the correct approval or documents for your land and property? Do you need the right information on how you can prevent your building from being demolished? Then tune in to Town Planning Program on Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja every Thursday by 5 p.m.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
Through our research and policy memos, we have identified the challenges facing youth civic participation. Now, it's time to equip you with the tools you need to engage with government agencies and elected leaders effectively. Are you tired of feeling sidelined in the governance process? Do you want to make a difference in your community? Don't let your voice go unheard. Tune in to Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja every Tuesday at 11 a.m. on the Civic Martyrs and be part of the movement for a more inclusive, accountable, and transparent government. Our mission is clear: to bridge the gap between citizens and government, ensuring that public resources are located to address your priorities. The Civic Martyrs is sponsored by ProMed Foundation with the support of the Nigerian Youth Futures Fund, NYFF.
Eagles 102.3 Abuja.
right, this is Eagles 102.3 FM Abuja. We still have our guest standing by via phone call and engaging in this conversation with us. You also want to bring your 2 cents to the conversation. You can get on to calling the studio number 0907-353-0044 or 0908-766-8888. You can as well get on to the WhatsApp portal number and leave a voice note as well as send us a WhatsApp message letting us in as to what you think about the economic trends in Nigeria so far, as well as what you also deem fit should be done or could be done in terms of cushioning the inflation concerns in the country, as well as some of the monetary policies of the Central Bank of Nigeria's governor right there in the person of Olayemi Cardoso. And I'd like us to just look at the place of the financial sector stability. And I'd like to ask you, Mr. Steve, what risks does the surge in inflation pose to the stability of Nigeria's financial institutions, especially when you're looking at the concerns that are coming from non-performing loans and liquidity management?
Of course, yes. When you have an inflationary numbers going up, definitely affects every other sectors. And our financial sector is not immune against any harsh consequences that may arise from that. Have in mind that inflationary factors or inflationary consequences relates to eroding of naira, the purchasing power of Nigerians to patronize businesses, and if they can't patronize businesses, it may lead to a lower financial transaction. So, and it also may also affect businesses in the sense that they may lose their jobs. Like unfortunately last week you had the news of Nigerian Brewery shutting down 2 of its trench processing or production lines. What it means that they have lower output. They are still going to have, perhaps they may retrench some of those individuals that handles or that works in those trenches. So given at that, it means also that their possible transactions will be lowered. So it may not have a direct impact on our financial stability of our nation, but definitely it may exacerbate the conditions that those who took loans from the commercial banks will face. And when it's become difficult to repay their loans, it now affects the commercial banks, because if 100 people takes a loan and 30 to 35% of them couldn't pay because of economic hardship or meltdowns around the economy and the rest, it means that such commercial banks perhaps will be under distress, given the fact that 35% couldn't repay their loans. So it has one way or the other to affect the financial stability of Nigeria, but it may not have a direct bearing to the financial institutions. But like I said, it will have a rub-off or a ripple effect on them, in the sense that they are not isolated from the business ecosystem or individuals that comes around them. They extended their loan facilities to and other business transactions that goes on in the economy. So definitely it will rub up on them.
All right.
Thank you.
But personally, do you think that so far the Yemi Cardoso administration of the CBN is on track at the moment with all of these policies that have been churned out here and there, left, right, and center?
Honestly, I find it difficult actually to judge him in the sense that if I am to judge him, I will start from there. Should be a premises. There should be a beginning. Where did you, when you took over, when you took out of office, where was the exchange rate?
Right.
Where was the exchange rate? If I should judge him based on that metrics or yardstick, I will still score him below zero. In the sense that you made exchange rate around 650 to 600 or 700 to 750, and now we are talking about the exchange rate around 1,000 or thereabout. What positive gains have you done? It was under your nose and under your watch that the exchange rate fell to somewhere around 1819. Yes, it was the activities of the speculators still under your watch. So I have difficulties in perhaps, giving him credit. Yes, he's doing his best to see that Naira recovers, and he's putting up other monetary policies first. From the administrative point, he's doing well, because I can see that he's totally cutting off these economic saboteurs who engage in forest racketeering, who engage in round tripping. Those individuals and staffs of the Central Bank of Nigeria who are privileged to be allocating forests to themselves and their cronies, their friends and family members, who perhaps have circumvented the process of transparent allocation of forests to manufacturers, importers who need the raw materials, and end up giving it to those who are their cronies. That's why it became somehow, it seems, at the parallel market, which is the malams in the streets and the rest of them, became the most conventional, reliable source to get exchange, to get forests.
Yeah, let's put a pen to your thoughts.
Those who were.
Yeah, let's put a peg to
your
thoughts.
Yes, that was how unfortunate. That was how unfortunate it became.
Let's put a peg to your thoughts and take this call very quickly. Hello, good morning. Hello? Okay, that's a miss though. Something going on with that line. Do well to call the other line. Keep in mind that the numbers are 0907 353 0044 or 0908 766 8888, and the WhatsApp portal number is 0909 705 4450. These numbers will ensure that you get through to us and you bring your thoughts and your questions, to bear. Right. So you're talking about the fact that, hey, if you were to give an assessment scorecard for the CBN governor, you would want to base it from the place of what did he meet the dollar to naira exchange rate at the time. And you said that those who were even determining the exchange rate better would be is it the BDCs now?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. If I'm looking at it from the point of results, but if I'm looking at it from point of policy decisions, yes, I may give him some level of credit. That's why I said administratively he's doing a lot to cut off these currency speculators who I call economic saboteurs. He's doing a lot to do that. We talked about those who are involved in racketeering, currency racketeering, round tripping and all that. If by going by what I have seen in the few weeks that he has done, and we get to kick out these currency speculators who relatively have a better exchange market. Have in mind that before now, the parallel market become the most conventional, reliable and sustainable source to have exchange to want to source his forests.
Right.
In the sense that you go to banks, you hardly can find dollars, but you walk down to a malam, you find the dollar, because people were circumventing the system and making sure there was an adequate supply to this bureau de change or the parallel market operators.
Let's put a peg to your thoughts and take this call. Hello. Okay, that's a mess. All right, keep the calls coming through and let us know your take. I mean, you can call both numbers right now because I think the situation has been fixed. So go ahead. All right, let's just take this call. Let's just take this call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, please. Good morning to you. Yes.
My name is GB. Good morning.
All right, GB. Welcome aboard.
Good morning to your guests there.
Yeah.
Yes, in rating of CBN, he said that administratively he will raise him, but by result, he may not raise him because he is saying that he met Naira at 450 or thereabout, and under his watch he went to 1,009. If you look at that, then you'll not be really fair with the CBN governor, because the reason why the dollar rose from 450 to a naira about 1,009. Number one, the government decided to unify the exchange rate, which is a plus to the CBN governor and the government. Why did I say so? In the previous government, governor of CBN, the dollar is being sold for 450. Some people do not having to do with exports who apply to CBN have their way through. We see the trial in the court that CBN governor gave $4.something billion that was not bidded for, just like dash to somebody, you know, and that money, that's what they do. They will collect money from CBN at 450 millions of dollars, and they go to Somfo, go to nearest Buridike, and go and sell it for 800 naira. And that unification have eliminated that. It's like we are subsidizing dollars all this while from a foreign add foreign exchange to subsidize dollars. But that unification caused a spike in the price of dollar. But at the same time, they were able to put in some measure and bring it down.
Okay.
So I think you should commend him and realize that look, he has really done something very well.
All right.
And now the price of crude is increasing. But the price of diesel in Nigeria is going down because Dangote, when he put out his price at 1,250 naira, the naira the dollar, naira have appreciated. He has to reduce his price. That's one of the positive effects of what the CBN governor is doing. I think let him appreciate what he has done.
All right then. Says let him appreciate what he has done. Let's take this call right now. Hello, good morning. Hello.
Yes, my name is Faith.
Yeah, good morning to you.
How
BB.
are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
I did our address.
Right.
And I did GB too.
Yeah.
I say they stay close to all this our politicians. So what
BB
say we will
blessing.
invite for that?
Okay.
Tell us why they were coming.
Right.
God bless you. My name is BB Bless. I come from Osako.
Yeah.
What I want to say this morning, they will see a post for this market yesterday when I go Osako market. My brother, I go market yesterday, I go buy garri, I buy a kid before. Then I go carry the remaining one. That one with mama say no, garri is not increase. They just try to hear where I just came from. He say garri is not increase. They say dollar they go down, price of fish is increase. I beg this woman say money wey I don already pay, me I go carry wetin I put for your shop, now wetin the man wey suppose to give me. He say no, I don't know that money join. I now have 2,005. Say no, my 2,005 I will have them. Which is I don't already pay. I want to tell you. All this money of the way we dey talk about, can we call for one table? Then we talk the truth for our president. Then we talk the truth of CBN or Baka. So no say dollar no have anything to do with the garri with oil for market. I go tell you say swear we have anything to do with the garri and for market price. Now mother tell me say as we go my village go buy garri, transportation wey dey take transport her come na be the cause of high price of market now. And
Okay.
it is true. You no go expect me na make dem do this for make dem lis ten for us.
All right,
na
BB.
dem suppose to fear us.
Yeah.
Not we suppose to fear dem.
All
Make
right,
dem do
BB,
the
that's
price
it.
of this calm down.
Yeah.
Na wetin I want to be that.
Okay.
That's all.
All right. All right, Mr. Steve, you heard already from the two callers that we had. What's your take on this?
Okay, thank you so much. Let me start from the first caller, Mr. Jide, if I got the name correctly.
Yeah.
Okay, he perhaps he didn't listen well, and it's good also to sometimes listen well so that you'll be able to make good assumption. What he just practically did was also to re-echo what I said. When I said administratively,
Okay.
I will give kudos to Cardoso. But if you're coming by result, maybe you didn't understand the difference between administration, things you put down, and your result on ground.
So by
So
administration,
the
you mean
results
policies.
may have a medium and long term
Okay.
posture. So, but as we speak, if you are talking about result, we are not saying the result yet. The result will be when you do the right comparison. What was the exchange rate when he took over office, and what is the exchange rate as we speak? But I can give credit to him that he has put up administrative measures seemingly that will cut off this
But Mr. Steve,
racketeering,
Mr.
round tripping.
Yeah, Mr. Steve, let me try to see if I can really echo the thoughts of GB. I think one of the things would be the fact that the Yemi Cardoso had come into a central bank where mechanisms were already set in motion to seeing that the Naira would not succeed, right? And as much as you and I would agree, it's not magic. I mean, you just came into an office. You just came into an office.
Daniel, I wouldn't like us to run in that rhetoric.
All right.
I wouldn't like us to go in that rhetoric,
so
because even as we speak, there is still loopholes. There are still fundamental things that is wrong with the current policies of the government.
What do you think they are?
For instance, we are talking about let's take for instance, we are talking about absolute flotation.
Yeah.
We all cry out, voices like us, like me, we are everywhere trying to tell him the cost implication of absolute flotation. Now he has reversed it. He has come to realize that it should be a managed flotation. That is why, like I do tell him those days, last 3 weeks or 2 weeks or 1 month ago, please manage our exchange rate, defend the naira. Those who are telling him allow the market forces to determine the rate. Well, who are these market forces, like I earlier alluded to? These are the currency speculators. They dominated the market. They will determine the rate. So we never had a real market forces. They can manipulate the system. So he realized it and reversed and started making a deliberate and targeted supply. And he was pegging the price. That was why you saw the reversal and the regain and recovery we witnessed in our exchange market. So he listens. That I will give him the credit. Right. He listened to some of us who on daily basis give him these advices. Please manage our exchange rate. Do not leave it to the hands and caprices of market forces. The market forces in our clients are these corrupt politicians, corrupt individual who will want to buy dollar at 2,000 waiting for 2,005 or 3,000, who will buy dollar at 1,005 waiting for 2,000. These are the market forces.
Right.
Please keep them out.
Right.
Supply deliberately, and he's doing that since he started supplying to the Bureau de Change operators, and he was pegging the rate. See what has happened. Thank you.
All right. Well, if you also recall that sometime in what year now? 2022, right? The Emefiele, the then CBN governor, had told the IMF and the World Bank that Nigeria will not float the naira, but that it was going to have a managed, flotation, just like you rightfully mentioned.
Yes.
But reacting to what BB Blessing also said, you still recall. Do I refresh for you?
Please go ahead.
Yeah, so BB Blessing was saying that, look, well, we are seeing that this, the policies are working.
Price of goods and services are not coming down.
That's it. So, how does that interpret?
Yes. Forgive me if I use this economic time. There is what we call time of incubation, or what you use the word, the time of gestation.
Right.
This is a period where you allow some times for things to ripple, to trickle down. Yes, we have seen the exchange rate move from somewhere around 1,006, 1,007 to a current position of 1,001.
Yeah.
Let me explain why you will not expect some prices of items.
Yeah, you might want to do that. You might want to do that in a minute so that we can conserve time.
Yes, exactly. Okay, it means that those who did their inventory that make supplies or that have produced in the month of February and March are yet even to receive their products. So their price will still, because they bought at that February, January, and early days of March. They bought somewhere around 415 and 16. So their cost output will still be high. Not until they phrase at that very sessions of those products.
Right.
Thank you.
Okay, I get that now, and I'm sure the Nigerians are beginning to have better understanding. But let's quickly get onto the WhatsApp portal right now. See, this message says, kudos. I think whatever policy is Whatever policy used to achieve the present stability of Naira should be applauded. The tempo should be maintained. However, it should start to reflect on our inflation rate and the price of goods and commodity in the market. Naija go better. God bless Nigeria. Sanusi, all the way from Suleja right there, saying good morning, and of course adding his voice to the discourse. But then I know I would have loved to take more calls, but I'd like you to tell us what intervention possible solutions can be put in to addressing the situation in about less than a minute, if possible. What can be the possible solutions?
Okay, thank you. One is to be meticulous about these policies and be people-centric. People-centric in the sense that you look at the people, you consider the plight of Nigerians, just like the hike in prices is exacerbating the pains and economic hardship Nigerians are passing through. When you have such impulse as a leader, you feel your people and you feel the empathy. You will put up policies around what all we have discussed. Right. See how you can reduce the cost of energy. See how you can reduce the cost of petrol. See how you can reduce the cost of food items, cost of transportation by making sure that it's intra and intercity transit, mass transit, to reduce the cost of movement of Nigerians. Right. This will help for the betterment of your citizens.
All right, thank you so much. Mr. Stephen Wachuku